11 more die of measles. HC rule on precaution negligence. Government wants to stop hassles in land services. Media Commission to safeguard journalists. Trump suspends resuming Iran strike. Those were the headlines. Good evening, viewers. I'm Riti Prova with English Bulletin. 11 more died of measles and measles symptom. The total deaths in measles now stand at 475. Emergency Operations Center and Control Directorate General of Health Services made the revelation through a report on Tuesday afternoon. Among 11 children, 3 died in Dhaka and 3 in Sylhet division. 1,337 patients got admitted with measles and measles symptoms in last 24 hours. Since March 15, measles symptom has been found among 64,515 patients. Among them, 43,983 got admitted to hospital. High Court has issued a rule wanting to know why a 10-member probe body will not be formed to identify the main cause of measles outbreak and people responsible for that. The court also issued a rule wanting to know why proper compensation will not be given to the families of the children who died of measles. Besides, the court ordered formation of independent commission on measles issue. The court wanted to know about government's precaution and treatment to measles-infected children and overall measles management. An interim order was issued to submit the report within 30 days. A High Court bench of Justice Rajikal Jalil and Justice Debashish Roy Chaudhary issued the rule on Tuesday after hearing on 2 writs related to measles. Land management will be made modern and technology-based to check graft and harassment and brokers' reign in land-related services. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman made the remark in his address after inaugurating 3-day Bhumi Sheba Fair 2026 and digital land-related complaint management service and technical assistance system at Tejgaon Land Office on Tuesday. People will now be able to make any land-related complaint online. The Prime Minister said there are 47 lakh under trial civil and criminal cases across the country. Most of these cases are land-related cases. He said there are 893 land assistance centres in 61 districts. Gradually, more centres will be set up. Government is prioritizing to settle these cases speedily. More the land management will get modern, it will be easier in settling land-related disputes. A chaotic situation has been created in the mass media of the country. It will have to be resolved through talks with all quarters. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Zohiruddin Shopon made the remark at an event of Dhaka Reporters Unity on Tuesday. The event was organized to hand over insurance check to 2 deceased members of the Reporters Unity. The Information Minister said if the mass media can be brought under a discipline through formation of Mass Media Commission, it will safeguard the interest of the journalists. Government is working to enhance the skill and capability of fire service and civil defence. Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed made the remark while inaugurating Fire Service Week in capital's Purvachal on Tuesday. He said initiative has been taken to provide international standard training to fire service, increase manpower and ensure modern facilities in boosting the skill of fire service to tackle calamities. The Home Minister took salute at the passing out parade of 250 fire service men. He also handed over gallantry awards to 84 fire service men. US postponed Tuesday's planned strike on Iran as President Trump claimed the scheduled attack put on hold at the Gulf leaders' request, including Qatar, Saudi Arabia and UAE. He noted positive development in Iran, while Iran President Masoud Pezeshkian said dialogue does not mean surrender. Trump wrote on Truth Social, serious negotiations are now taking place. A deal will be made which will be very acceptable to USA and all countries in the Middle East and beyond. However, Pezeshkian wrote on X, Tehran entered dialogues with dignity, authority and preservation of the nation's rights. Iran would serve its people with logic and with full strength and would protect its interest and dignity at all costs. Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail Baghei told the press on Monday Tehran's response to the latest US proposal had been conveyed to American side through mediator Pakistan. Now a short break. We will be back soon with Putin begin China tour to bolster ties. Welcome back. You're watching ATN News. This is English Bulletin. Government wants to reopen the closed jute mills. Commerce Minister Abdul Muqtadir made the remark after inaugurating jute goods fair in capital's Farmgate on Tuesday morning. He said the government wants to revive the jute industry, overcoming long-time stalemate. In another event in capital's Gulshan, the Commerce Minister said Bangladesh is lagging behind in the export of leather goods due to absence of international parameter. He also cautioned Bangladesh will have to face new challenge if LDC graduation takes place. That is why he called upon the business people to take preparations for holding the foreign buyers. Now news around the world. Russian President Vladimir Putin is set to arrive in Beijing on Tuesday for a two-day summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping. The summit marks the second time the Chinese and Russian leaders have met in the past year. Putin's Beijing visit comes days after US President Donald Trump's Beijing tour in test of China's balancing act that's, as expected, further advanced ties. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters they have very serious expectations for this visit, describing the agenda as advancing Russia-China's privileged and strategic partnership. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Guo Jiakun said at a news briefing this will be Putin's 25th visit to China. During summit, Xi and Putin will exchange views on bilateral ties, cooperation in various fields, as well as international and regional issues of mutual trust. The World Health Organization has declared a global health emergency over the Ebola outbreak, has killed at least 131 in the Democratic Republic of Congo, with over 513 cases suspected. There are 2 more confirmed cases and 1 death in Uganda, as the deadly Ebola outbreak is now being reported over a wider area. Congolese government has sought to reassure people that its response teams are working hard to trace and that there is no need for panic. However, WHO has declared the outbreak of the current strain of Ebola an international emergency. The health agency said the current strain of Ebola is caused by the Bundibugyo virus, for which there are no approved drugs or vaccines. Before ending the bulletin, the top stories once again. 11 more die of measles, HC rule on precaution negligence. Government wants to stop hassles in land services. Media Commission to safeguard journalists. Trump suspends resuming Iran strike. Putin begin China tour to bolster ties. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with ATN News.